Hey guys, remember those stimulus checks sent during the pandemic? Well, it looks like they may be making a comeback, but in a different form and shape. Donald Trump and Musk just announced that they may pay American households a so-called DOGE dividend. It could be as high as $5,000 per household. You probably heard about the Department of Government Efficiency headed by Elon Musk. The DOGE is hunting to find fraud, waste and abuse in the US government. And the deadline for DOGE is July 2026. So they're combing the books in the government fast to find those efficiencies. And the government savings that the DOGE is targeting is in the realm of hundreds of billions of dollars. Look, there's probably a fraud and abuse in the US government spending, there's no doubt about that. Here's some examples of that. This one is about the millions of US centenarians that are receiving paychecks from the Social Security Administration.
But look at this, from 90 to 99. Social Security, 6,054,000 people. Well, that's okay. Maybe that's possible. 90 to 99, maybe it's possible. It's a lot of people, though, at that. But people that live to 100 to 109, 4,734,000. Wow, that's a lot. That means over 100 years old. They're 4 million people. I don't know too many. I know people that are doing great in their 90s, but not too many people over 100.
The idea of DOGE dividend was introduced by James Fishback. He's an advisor to DOGE and executive in an investment firm. Later, Musk pitched the idea to the White House, and Trump seems to be supportive of it. Here's what Trump said.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt.
Here are the details of the DOGE dividend proposal posted by Fishback. The proposed DOGE savings are $2 trillion. The DOGE dividend assumes that 20% of that, or $400 billion, will get distributed. The key point is that only American households who pay taxes will get the dividend. There are 79 million of such households, so $400 billion divided by roughly 80 million gives us $5,000 DOGE dividend check. So this means that low-income households will not be entitled to receive DOGE dividend. Does this make it fair for all Americans? And why only households that are paying taxes are entitled to this dividend? Well, it seems that the whole idea is not to cause inflation in the US. The reasoning is this: the households that are paying taxes, they will likely save this money, this dividend from the DOGE. Unlike low-income households who are very likely to spend it immediately. And spending, of course, may cause inflation in the US. Stimulus checks like DOGE dividend may lead to inflation. If we look at stimulus checks sent during the pandemic, they did contribute towards inflation that was very high at that time. So yes, there's some mitigating factors for DOGE dividend, but still it may contribute to some inflation in the US. But here's another problem. The US government is in so much debt that maybe this DOGE dividend may not make even sense at this time. After all, governments, especially in the US, mostly send checks to their citizens in the time of a recession to, stimulate spending. But we're not in a recession right now. It's not a secret that the US government is spending more than what it earns in tax revenues, with debt piling up. If we look at public debt as a percent of the US output, it has skyrocketed since 2020. Now it's hovering at dangerously high levels. An individual like you and me may say, well, I don't care, it's the government's problem. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Something will eventually give. For instance, the government will raise taxes on us, or they will cut government spending. And so, actually, it's a very big positive that Trump and Musk are looking for efficiencies and they want to generate savings in the government spending. Unfortunately, as much as I like getting stimulus checks, I don't see this one happening. And there are several reasons behind that. And the first one has to do with the law called Impoundment Control Act of 1974. The law restricts presidents to, just take money that was previously appropriated by Congress for, some spending needs and just distribute it or redistribute it to whatever they want. So the DOGE dividend will have to go through voting in Congress. True, Republicans control Congress, but with a slim majority, and there are many Republicans who may oppose this bill, so it's an uphill battle in Congress for DOGE dividend. On top of it, there's a big if, and that is how much savings the DOGE will be able to generate. I mean, they were saying something like $2 trillion, but even now Elon Musk himself acknowledges that this could be a stretch. If you go to their website, DOGE says that they have currently generated $55 billion in savings, before Bloomberg raised questions about their estimates as they found some errors. Bloomberg's analysis showed about $17 billion, not 55. Of course, DOGE is a work in progress, and we don't know how much savings they will be able to generate. It could be $2 trillion, but it could be lower. We will know next year. But still, there's an uphill battle that DOGE dividend will face in Congress. And with that, I have many doubts about that. And I honestly don't think that it will pass the Congress, even with Republicans' slim majority. So that's what I think. The DOGE dividend is very unlikely to happen. And if you would like, subscribe to my channel and I will keep you posted on any future developments related to this DOGE dividend. All the best.